What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris coming at you for another Deerfish gaming video, and today we are live from Profundity because I played in a Carbonite box tournament and I was able to win. And I played Han2 Blue, so I had to shout out my favorite ship from the deck from today, which was Profundity, and I will get into that later. But if you like the idea of getting a deck breakdown, hit that like button. And I got some gameplay coming up for you. I got my top 4 matchup and my finals matchup. It's against Kira Data Vault in top 4 and then Krennic Data Vault in the finals. So if you don't want to miss any of those games, hit subscribe because I'm going to be posting those pretty soon. I didn't post a video earlier this week because I was kind of saving this video for after the tournament today. So I'm going to try to post those relatively quickly for you guys and try to make up for that lost time. But shout out to everybody who showed up today. It was a fun tournament. It was a good energy there. Shout out to Bargies in Cleveland. They put on a good tournament. It was a great environment. And yeah, it's just overall just a great group of people and a great store. I like playing there. But let's get into this deck. It performed very well for me today. Very, very well for me today. I've already been asked what changes what I would make, and it was hard for me to think about it at first, but it's been a couple of hours now. So when we switch over to the card breakdown, card by card breakdown, I do have a couple of card changes that if you just switch off now, you're not going to see here. But I wanted to show you guys the exact card for card list that I played today, and that is this list right here. And if you go to put it together and count it or whatever, and you are like, hey, I think this is 51 cards, it is a 51 card deck. I could not make up my mind before the tournament today of a certain card to cut in or out, and that would be Profundity. And I'll talk about why it was such a great decision to keep it in later when we get to it in the card by card breakdown. But yeah, so that's why I was at 51. I have it adjusted back down to 50. I feel like I have it sharpened back down for you guys for the link that's going to be posted down below, as always, in the description or in the comments if I forget to put it in the description. But let's get on with the deck breakdown. Okay, so let's get into the deck breakdown. So the Han leader, play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less, and you deal 2 damage to it. So I'm not gonna get too deep into any of the nuances with this deck. If you want that, and just give me a lot of likes, give me some comments that you want an in-depth deep dive on Han2 Blue, and I will make another video after I post the gameplay videos of the deep dive. But if I did that, this deck, it would take a forever to explain this deck because there's a lot of things that this deck can do. But so he discounts a card and you deal 2 damage to it, and when Han is flipped, you can do that ability as much as you want. You don't have to tap Han to do it. You can just if you flip Han, you can immediately do things like you'll be at 5 resources, so you can like play a Kiadi Mundi for 4 and then play a Sabine Wren for 1 to activate Coordinate on Kiadi Mundi. You can do things like that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It doesn't come up that often, but when Han is flipped, you can use his ability multiple times. Okay, so just keep in the back of your mind. Every single time I talk about a card, you could play it for 1 less, and it would have 2 damage on it. So everything, just also think of it as costing 1 less and having 2 less life. So now let's get into the deck list. So Sabine Wren is a 2 cost, and you may deal 1 damage to the defender or to a base. And then if there are 3 aspects among other friendly units, she can't be attacked unless she gains Sentinel. She's a 2 attack and 3 health. She's mainly there to help answer the 2/2 shielded units that normally come out on turn 1 right now that are very, very strong. Cassian Andor are one of our only smuggle unit, I guess. 3 cost, 3 attack, 5 health, and you can smuggle him for 5, and when he's played using smuggle, you can ready him immediately. Or if you need a turn 1 play, you can play him as a 3/3. So very, very good. I like me some Cassian Andor. L3. L3 is a great card. It's very this deck is all about forcing your opponent to have an answer pretty much immediately to what you're trying to do, and to try to stop you from snowballing into anything crazy. And this play is one of the plays that starts that. You can play L3 on turn 1, whether you have the initiative or not. If you have the initiative, you can almost assuredly play a ship on the beginning of the next turn, and then you can sack L3 into your opponent's turn 1 play, and then you can get a big ship on turn 2. But if your opponent goes first, it forces them to have to sack into L3, and then you can do stuff like play Yoda for 2, discounted, and then force throw. Very, very good. I love doing those sorts of things, and the more you play this deck, the more you'll see those types of lines, and you'll say, "Oh, Chris, I see. L3 is really good." We only have 2 pilots in this whole deck, or like 1 pilot, 2 cards total in this whole deck, and used effectively, they will win you the game. Yoda, 3 cost, 2 attack, 4 health, restore 2. When defeated, choose any number of players. They each draw a card. Never let your opponent draw a card. Please don't do it. You'll hurt my feelings if you do. They're going to draw the card they need to defeat you every single time. Every single time it's going to happen. K2SO, 4 attack, 4 health, 4 cost unit, overwhelm. When defeated, for each opponent, choose one. Either deal 3 damage to the player's base or discard a card from their hand. Typically, we're going to discard a card from our opponent's hand. We have a discard package, so attacking the hand is going to be most effective with us because we can completely wipe our opponent's hand and then safely control the board. And we also have removal events. So typically that's what you want to do. I mean, there are instances where doing 3 damage to the base is the best option, but most of the time, discarding a card from their hand is going to be something that I'm going to choose to do. Kanan Jarrus, 4 attack, 5 health. On attack, you may discard 1 card from the defending player's deck for each friendly Spectre unit. Heal 1 damage from your base for each different aspect among the discarded cards. So we have Sabine Wren and Phantom 2 as our other Spectre units. Have both of those out. It's a total of 3 cards discarded. That probably won't happen. You'll probably at max have 2 out. Most of the time it's probably just Kanan, but Kanan's very, very good. You can play him on 3 as a 4/3. Very good. That can heal, force an answer, and we're not running Jedi lightsabers, but your opponent, might think that you are. So your opponent definitely going to have that threat in the back of their head, like, oh, is he going to play a Jedi lightsaber? And also force throw. Force throw, force throw, force throw. Force throw, force throw, force throw, force throw. Force throw. We love force throw. Force throw. Ki-Adi-Mundi. 5 attack, 5 cost, 7 health. Coordinate. When an opponent plays their second card each phase, you may draw 2 cards. This card was very underwhelming in set 3, but in this deck today, it worked very well for me. Shout out to homie in the Discord, Cheer Obscura. He very, very much got me to convince me to play this deck, or convince me to play this card. And I drew 10 cards today off of Ki-Adi-Mundi, playing him on 4, and then being a 5/5, and then posturing the coordinate into Han's flip turn. It was just very devastating. Not everybody was able to have an answer for it, and you can't not play cards. So yeah, I really, really like this. So he's very, very strong, and also at the same time, if you're going against control, I don't care at all if you fail to drag on my Ki-Adi-Mundi, but I like it a lot if you let me draw 2 cards off of him. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win-win. Win-win-win-win-win. Poe Dameron. 5 cost, 6 attack, 6 health. On attack, discard up to 3 cards from your hand. For each card discarded this way, choose a different option. Deal 2 damage to a unit or base. Defeat an upgrade. An opponent discards a card from their hand. These are all 3 great options. Very, very versatile card. Helps you defeat upgrades if you need to, while also being a massive body. Can do 8 damage to the base if you need it to help finish a game. And also has an option to help you keep up your discard option. Because just because you have a card in your hand, maybe you think your opponent has one card in hand and you know that's an Avenger. You know it's a Devastator, but you just need to get that attack off with Poe, discard one of your cards, and discard one of your little baby Sabines, and then they have to discard their Avenger or something like that. So you never know. Keep the lookout on the Poe attacks for what effect you need to use. Gorilla Attack Pod, 6 cost, 4 attack, 6 health, grit. When played, if a base has 15 or more damage on it, ready this unit. So if you play him for 5, he's a 6/4, and if there's 15 or more damage on it, ready this unit so he can attack immediately. So piloting an L3 on this for 8 resources in 1 turn. I finished 2 games, and then 1 game I finished just playing this outright for 5. Getting the 6 attack damage off per game. So very, very effective. I don't know if I would go up more than 1, but very, very effective as a finisher. And I guess it's like a plan C. If you're having some really bad draws, you probably play him as a 6/4 on 5. It'd be not that bad. Obi-Wan Kenobi, 6 cost, 4 attack, 6 health, Sentinel. When defeated, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. If it's a force unit, draw a card. Pretty simple. You can play him a little early in this deck and have a nice Sentinel that allows you to draw a card and make another unit bigger. So we really like Obi-Wan, but no glory, only results is around, so we've had to move him down to 2 instead of 3. So Luke Skywalker, very good. 7 cost, 6 attack, 7 health, restore 3. Pretty much a 9 damage swing if you attack the base. 6 damage to their base, restore 3 off yours. And when played, give an enemy unit -3 for this phase. And if it was a friendly unit that was defeated this phase, give it -6/-6. So yeah, it's a very good card. You're almost always going to play Luke after a friendly unit was defeated. And in this deck specifically, your opponents really try to defeat your units because you're playing big units early. So it also makes it a little easier for them to be defeated. So then you can easily take out their units with its -6/-6 ability. And then from 7 we go to 9 with Crate Dragon. 9 cost, 10 attack, 10 health. Overwhelm when an opponent plays a card. You may deal damage to the opponent's base or ground unit they control equal to the card's cost. So I really, really like this card. It's a great finisher. You can just slam it down, and your opponent has to have an answer that turn most of the time, or they lose. That's how strong this card is. So really, really strong card. Phantom 2 is a Spectre unit, and it is also an underwhelming ship in most other decks, but in this deck it is very good. You can play it on turn 1, and it has grit, so the 2 damage that you do to it will actually increase its power, making it a 5/1. And then you can pilot L3 onto turn 2, making it an 8/4. So it does a lot of things, like allows you to outrace things like Sabine and other decks that don't necessarily have a lot of either upgrade removal or space control in general. It allows you to take advantage of that very, very easily. So we really like the Phantom 2. Red Squadron X-Wing, 3-drop, 3 attack, 4 health. When played, you may deal 2 damage to this unit. If you do, draw a card. This is a very, very good card. Help you maintain your hand size along with Yoda for this rebellious Hammerhead. It's a 6-cost ship. It's 5 attack, 7 health. When played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of cards in your hand. I really, really like this card. I think the slot that I'm using this in is that most other people would use is the Chewbacca 8-cost slot. I like that card, but I don't own it. I bought some, but they're on the way. But I really like Rebellious Hammerhead, and I don't really know what other card I would cut for that Chewbacca. So I think I'm just probably going to keep the Rebellious Hammerhead because I have a lot of ground units already, and I think we're strong in the ground. I really think that the ceiling is much higher on this card as well. I think that this is much more effective into a field. I really really like this card. It took out something every time I played it. So and it was effective every time I played it. And it's a 5 cost. It's a 5 attack ship in space. Um, that it just it demands an answer because we're going ground. So a lot of times your opponent won't necessarily, they'll have to play a lot of ground answers and their space units might get resourced. And next thing you know, if you start pivoting to space, playing like the Tentative, Redemption, Profundity, it really throws your opponent for a loop. And then you just like finish off their big ground units or whatever with like Fell and Rivals Fall and stuff like that. It can be quite devastating. So Tentative 4, 7 cost, 5 attack, 7 health. Sentinel, create an X-Wing token when played. This helps going wide against control. So oftentimes, like they'll answer the Tentative, and then the X-Wing token can survive, maybe potentially soak up a Power of the Dark Side or stop a Power of the Dark Side because they're not going to play a Power of the Dark Side if you have an X-Wing token out. But anyway, the X-Wing token, it helps you go wide and stop things like a Power of the Dark Side, immediately killing one of your big units that you're trying to play, like a Redemption next, or like a Profundity later, or a Great Dragon. It's very, very good. The Redemption is 8 cost, 6 attack, 9 health. Sentinel, when played, heal up to 8 total damage from any number of units or bases. Deal that much damage to this unit. So an 8 damage heal is very, very good. And also it being a Sentinel and just 6 attack is also pretty good. This is overall just a good unit, and we love Redemption. Profundity, probably my MVP for the day because I faced Control and Top Cut, and this card I think was the card that really was able to help me seal the deal in those games because just like I said in the discard package, the key is to discard, 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 and then just to ensure that your opponent still doesn't have their answers. Profundity was there. It has a when played and when defeated ability. So oftentimes they answer stuff. They answer it with like an Avenger. Then they have to empty their hand again, and then you can just fell the dragon, the Avenger, and then you can just go wide some more. And it is what it is. You don't really care. So I really really like the Profundity. It really helped me seal the deal against Control. And I'm a believer, and I'll probably never take this one of out because it was just a monster for me today. I would not have won this Carbonite box without it. I cannot make that more clear. It's a 9 cost ship, 8, 9. Overwhelm, 8 attack, 9 health. When played and when defeated, choose a player. They discard a card from their hand, and then if they have more cards in their hand than you, they discard a card from their hand. So it's just so strong. So confiscate, one cost and defeat an upgrade. It's that good. It is what it is. It's just that darn good. It's you need it for the Chewbacca, you need it for the Dark Saber, and you need it for like a Traitorous. Sometimes if you like pilot your L3 onto something on your Phantom 2 or your Red Squadron, you need the Traitorous. Or you need to confiscate for that. So yeah, it's just and against the Vader yellow pilots, the Vader pilot deck is just it's a problem. So having this as a backup in case you don't draw one of your Rivals Fall is just I think it's needed. Um, yeah, I think it's needed. Force Throw is, 1 cost, choose a player, that player discards a card from their hand. Then if you control a force unit, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the cost of the discarded card. And yeah, I play a lot of force units, so this is online most of the time. Fell the Dragon, defeat a non-leader unit with 5 or more power. We love this card. Pillage, choose a player, they discard 2 cards from their hand. So yeah, it just goes along with the discard package that we have. Then Rivals Fall, defeat a unit, pretty simple there. Perilous Position, 3 cost exhaust attached unit, -2, -2. Um, just a very, very strong card. It's very good against the Lurking Typhanum. Very much for the Vader Yellow again. Cham, going against a ramp deck. You play Cham, you can play it for 3. If your opponent controls more resources than you, I said that resources than you may put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. If they resupply, then you play Cham on 3 as a 5/2 unit when they're resupplied. It feels real bad for them. It feels real bad for them. We got the third Felder Dragon in the side because I just felt like I needed that, and I moved the Confiscates from the side deck to the main deck, and I took out the Jedi Lightsabers from the main deck because I didn't play them not one time. So I don't really know that they're that useful just right now in this meta with all the upgrade hate going around. And then also just with upgrade hate and control being popular, it's just a double whammy for that card just not being so great at the moment. Then we got the third pillage because you can never discard a control player too much. That's just the fact. And then bombing run, purely for the Vader Yellow deck. Choose an arena, deal 3 damage to each unit in that arena. Very, very strong against that deck. Other decks not so much. Maybe against Rey a little bit, but not really. I think it's just for the Vader Yellow deck. That's how hard this matchup is for that. You side in the perilous positions in the bombing runs, and you're much better. And then our third redemption to finalize the sideboard. Well, that was the deck breakdown, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. What you're going to see now is the pulls I got from my Carbonite box. I'm just going to speed through those, and I will see you guys next time. Look out for the gameplay videos. Peace.